Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to demo one of the major characteristics of SOAJS Enterprise, which is multi-cloud orchestration and distributed architecture. Hybrid cloud, along with distributed architecture, is a catalyst for IT modernization and agility. It provides the flexibility to combine your preferred clouds and existing on-premises infrastructure. SOAJS Enterprise can rapidly provision multi-cloud environments, increase scalability, and improve efficiency through automation and virtualization, providing simplicity, security, governance, and control to support your IT and business goals. Let's see how easy it is to orchestrate multiple clouds with SOAJS Enterprise. After creating a project at Herron Tech, click and open the dashboard and go to the Deploy tab. Then, let's click on Add New Environment from the left to create a cloud. The first thing you need to do is pick which template you want to use. With Herron Tech, you can template your environment. This is a completely empty environment, and this is an environment with SOAJS API Gateway. This is another environment with SOAJS API Gateway in addition to NGINX, where you can manage API and host static content at the same time. You may have a templated environment for any product, any department, or any technology that you have. You can have a templated environment for a grocery app, and you can have a template environment for your ERP system, a templated environment for CRM, or for anything you want on the cloud. So, what is a templated environment? Let me show you what we mean by that. A SOAJS environment consists of multiple pillars combined together in a way to empower you with a click of a button to provision complex cloud environments. An environment consists of source code, repositories, technologies, and resources. You can decide which repositories to deploy in this environment, and it doesn't matter what technology has been used. You can specify resources you want to interact with, whether the resources are internal, which means deployed within the environment, or external. For example, MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL, mainframe, ERP solutions, and so on and so forth. You can also specify the type of infrastructure you want the environment to be deployed in. You can combine two infrastructures, whether it's a private cloud or public cloud, or two public clouds combined together. Which technology you want to use, whether you want to go bare metal or whether you want to go with a containerization technology or virtualization. You can add the SOAJS API Gateway if you are going SAO and want to control, secure, productize, and create multi-tenant APIs. Here, I'm selecting the templated environment where I have the SOAJS API Gateway and NGINX. Next, I'll enter the name and description of the environment we are about to create. I'll call it Test, and type a quick description, and then click on Next. In this step, you will specify the infrastructure to be used for the environment. Okay, as you can see, if I pick Docker, it's limited to AWS. So you have the flexibility when you create a templated environment to add constraints. For example, if you pick Docker, you can use Rackspace, Google, or only AWS. You can also limit what type of instances are allowed. If I click on AWS, you can see that for the master node, I have certain instances that I can pick from, and for the workers also. So keep in mind that you can control all these options. Okay, let me show you another example. If I click Kubernetes, only Google Cloud is allowed with Kubernetes, and as you can see, only certain instances are available. Also, if you select manual deployment, you can go bare metal, or you may want to create a local development environment. What I mean by local development environment is when engineers write code, they also need to mimic an environment on their local machine in order to test it. This is where they end up spending lots of time doing IT plumbing tasks instead of tasks that add business value. They don't need to waste time with IT plumbing anymore. With Herron Tech, you can put the local machine IP here and click to create a local development environment. Simply install Herron Tech on the local machine and enjoy writing and testing code without the need to do any IT plumbing. In this demo, I'm going to create a test environment using the same infrastructure as the dev environment. Herron Tech allows you to create more than one environment by leveraging the same infrastructure. This is ideal to create a dev or test environment without breaking your budget. Okay, let's select Dev and leverage the same infrastructure for the test environment. It will be on Google with Kubernetes, and these are the details. Let's click Next. Here you need to provide your secret key that is used to encrypt and secure your environment. This is the controller section, the SOAJS API gateway. You can control its deployment. Let's say you want the deployment mode to be deployment, and you want one instance to be deployed with a 500 megabyte RAM allocation and use the SOAJS controller recipe for Kubernetes. You may deploy the SOAJS API gateway in many different ways by selecting a tailor-made recipe, or one of the recipes that comes with your package. You can decide whether to do API testing and simulation by turning on or off Swagger simulation. SOAJS Enterprise natively supports Swagger. Let's click on Next here to configure Nginx. Remember, this templated environment comes with the SOAJS API gateway and Nginx. Okay, let's specify the domain. Let's say it's going to be myname.com. The API subdomain is going to be api.myname.com, and the site subdomain is going to be site.myname.com. Let's reserve 500 megabytes of RAM and select an Nginx recipe from the catalog. You can have multiple environments, each with a different recipe to satisfy the appetite of different clients, departments, or subsidiaries within your organization. I don't see a recipe that I like from the catalog, so let's create one from scratch. I'll use port 300 for Nginx. Since it's Kubernetes, the final port will be 30,300. You can turn on SSL, but you have to add certificates. If you have static content, for example, for front-end UI, you can bundle it here to be added to Nginx. Let's click on Next. This is the deployment summary of the environment about to be created, and this is the general information, the Nginx information, the SOAJS API gateway information, and this is the deployment strategy. Okay, let's click on Create. Now, SOAJS will provision and create the environment. Keep in mind that you can have tailor-made environments, and each environment can be created using different recipes. You may also clone an environment. For example, after creating an environment on Google using Kubernetes, you can clone the environment, including the deployed source code and resources as well as configuration, into a new environment using Docker and AWS instead of Kubernetes and Google. With a single push of a button, you are capable to move everything from Google Kubernetes into AWS Docker and so on and so forth. Also, you can have both of them running and figure out which one works better. Sometimes when you write code and deploy it on Azure or AWS using Docker or Kubernetes, you might find that the combination of Azure and Kubernetes, or Azure and Docker, or Azure and bare metal is much faster for this type of source code and resources. As you can see here, the environment was created, the instances were provisioned, the API gateway is deployed, Nginx is deployed, the DNS configuration was generated, and the environment is now up and running. Just click Finalize and Proceed, and here you go. This is the test environment. Now I can go and add a custom registry. I can start deploying from source code. I can do continuous delivery. I can start adding resources and operate. I can also turn on metrics and collect the logs and analytics for the deployed resources. Thank you for taking the time to watch how easy it is to orchestrate multiple clouds with SOAJS Enterprise. I invite you to watch the remaining videos where we demo other cool characteristics that SOAJS Enterprise is bringing to market. Thank you.